Hey y'all, it's your girl Symone and welcome back to my channel. If y'all can see by the title, today's another story time. Before we get into this video, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, Gary Girl, thumbs up, comment down below. Don't forget to follow me on all my socials. Instagram at Vivalayoshii, TikTok and Twitter at Lifewithsymone, and my business page, Brishari. Y'all seen we had a restock on our gray totes. We had our new pink pink duffel bag, and we also had our two new color vanity bags that we just dropped. So yeah, make sure y'all go shop with your girl. I'm pre-recording, so I'm manifesting that I had a good drop on Friday. So yeah, let's get into it. Y'all already see it's Subbie Sunday, y'all. I'm not gonna be home all weekend, and I'm manifesting that I had a good event too. So if you follow me on Instagram, then you seen how the rodeo went. So I'm manifesting it was good, because y'all, this is like way days before. But yeah, so I already know I'm not gonna be home, so I'm like, let me get some work done for y'all. So let's get straight into it. My computer is actually charging because y'all, I'm editing 2 videos, recording videos, and doing so much right now that yeah, but I did put some on my NGO link, so I do have some here, and my phone is actually dying, so I'm gonna be back and forth. I'm gonna let that charge up a bit, do these, and then yeah, I got y'all, don't worry about it. So I'll put my NGO link up. If you want to participate in that, y'all gotta be following me on Instagram, and let's get into it. Okay, so it says, why I think my old head just ghosted me before my LA trip, and then this trip been playing before we started talking. That's the crazy part, me crashing out, falling down the wall, and crying. Dang, but since you already had your trip planned before you even started talking to this person, I feel like you should still go along with your trip, have fun. You might meet you somebody new, forget him. If he want to ghost you, it just wasn't meant no way, and you don't even need to link with him, because I'm assuming this is your first link ever, so you don't even need to link with him and waste your time. Clearly he's a weirdo. You ain't got time for that. You're gonna meet somebody else out here. Just make sure they're not weird, and keep your guard up, and I hope you have a wonderful trip, girl. And wait, are you coming out here for my event? Oh no, wait, I don't know. Are you coming out here for my event? Because if you are, we're gonna have a time regardless, so forget him. So it says, hey Symone, sorry for your loss. Thank you. Sending prayers. I broke up with an ex back in April. He been popping in and out of my life, harassing me and texting me from all socials. I want to put a restraining order out on him, and he already got issues with the law, and I don't want to hurt his grandma. What should I do? I feel like you clearly already let him know, like, hey, stop contacting me, all this other stuff, and he keep doing it. So you just got to do what you got to do for your safety. You can't think about not hurting his grandma, because at the end of the day, you got to think about yourself. This man clearly just won't leave you alone, and it got to the point to where you feel like you need to do a restraining order, which means that it already got to a bad point. So you got to do what's best for you, honestly, because he's not respecting your boundaries, and he keep coming back, and I feel like he's gonna keep trying you. So do what you think is best and safe for you, and move safely, sis, at the end of the day. But I hate that you have to go through that. I hate when like people just can't understand that, like, it's over, we're not together no more, we ain't talking no more. They just want to keep on trying it. Like, I feel like that's so annoying, because it really do put us in like weird positions and weird places, and then it gets to that point where nobody believe you. They try to be like, oh, my cousin's not like this, my brother would never, and it'd be like, yes he do. But yeah, I feel like you got to do what's best for you. He keep on trying to contact you. When he contact you, are you responding? Like, do you ignore him or what? Because I feel like if you are responding, then just don't do that. Cut off all ties, block him, don't respond to him. I don't care if you make a new fake page or a new page and hit you up. You don't need to respond. You could, even if you accidentally open it, leave him on scene, because once you respond, you give him the ammo to feel like, oh, okay, I could keep contacting her, I could keep talking to her because she keep replying to me. But once you keep ignoring him and he keep doing it, then yeah, I feel like take those steps, because it's like, okay, at this point you're making it kind of creepy. So this one says, hey Symone, so I'm currently talking to this boy, but I have another boy that I talked to that moved out of state, and he's coming down this weekend to visit. How should I get the new boy I'm talking to off me so I can hang out with the other one? I love you, Symone. Thank you. Girl, I put this 2 days ago, so by the time I post this, I guess it would be the weekend that he's coming. Girl, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, if y'all just talking, like casually talking, like y'all not actually in a relationship, then I don't know, just let him know you got plans for this weekend. Just tell him like, hey, I got plans this weekend, I'm busy, a friend is coming to town. I don't know, it's kind of hard, because how is y'all dynamics of things? Like, are y'all in a state or like a time, are y'all in a position, y'all, I'm trying to talk solo because it's late and I don't want to like disrupt my neighbors and stuff, but are y'all like in a place to where it's like he can't talk to other people, you can't talk to other people? Or is it like, I don't know, how is it first? But I feel like you should just let him know like you busy and just go from there. But make sure you're making the right choice, because what if he catch on and be like, okay, she being weird, you know, she not answering, and then you lose out on somebody that you actually like for somebody that you don't. So hopefully you make the right choice though. Give us an update. Okay, so this is a good one. It's a question, but it's like more of advice, I guess, too. So I could say it because I was just going through and I'm like, y'all, these will be good questions for Q&As, but this ain't that. But this one is actually good though. It says how to deal with a man that you're interested in that only contacts you for sex, but when you ask to see them, like go on dates, they say ill. Girl, cut him off, because clearly he's not interested in you in that way. And it's sad that some people really just use people for intercourse, but that's clearly what he's using you for. So I feel like cut him off. Like, he don't even want to take you on a date. He don't deserve to get nothing that you got. No, because what? You can't even take me out somewhere just to eat something, a movie, something, like arcade, something, like, but you want me to sleep with you? No, stop giving our bodies to people who cannot even court you. Like, stop giving people your bodies who can't even give you their time. Like, no, we don't need to be doing that. It's 2025. It's a man out there that will. What he wants, someone else will. Cut him off. Don't talk to him. You don't need to talk no more. It's done with. He's a weirdo. Like, cut him off, girl. Oh, okay, so this is an update on somebody that sent something before. So she put, hey girl, so I wrote in a few weeks back about my baby daddy having a baby on me and what should I do? Well, girl, I got into therapy after I crashed out and broke my hand on my B-day and had to get immediate surgery. And 2 weeks after therapy, I broke up with my baby daddy. I moved in with my twin boys because my baby daddy would not move out of my apartment for 3 weeks. This meant threatened my life and so much crazy stuff in between time. I finally get to my house because I had to evict him. And he stole clothes, shoes, underwears, wings, bundles, Wi-Fi box, cut the cord to my TV, took the TV in the living room and in the house. My house was such a mess, I was surprised I didn't have roaches, but I got new Wi-Fi. I connected with my old love life. We linked up when we got to buy new TVs, but my peace was worth it. That's crazy. That's crazy. I feel like I'm happy that you did walk away from him. That's messed up because it's like, look how you did me dirty. I want to walk away. And then here you go trying to just ruin my life. Like, that's crazy. I'm happy you got him up out of your house. I feel like, yeah, you back with your old love, but be cautious with that too. Like, take a lot of time for yourself because a lot of people do try to come into people's life when they see they're going through a vulnerable moment because they feel like this is the perfect time to just skate my way in. So I feel like take your time with that too and like keep your guard up because you just never know what his intentions is. Because they might be good, but still at the same time, you just want to be sure of that. But yeah, keep that baby daddy far and co-parent only because that was weird to him. Like, you had a baby on me, but then you mad at me. Yeah, no. So it says, me and my boyfriend been together for 1 year and 3 months. My mom is still overprotective and I'm 23. I feel like I'm limited on doing things and it's been a damper on our relationship. I had talked to her, but nothing I say works. I come from a very strict household. Help. Ooh, and then you're 23, so you're still young. Because I was gonna say, I think the best thing to do if you're financially able is to move out, but you're still young and it's still a lot that you gotta like kind of get used to in life. So it is kind of hard because it's like 23 and you think that I can't do certain stuff, I gotta ask you for permission, is crazy. Like, it's a line that has to be drawn with the respect thing. Like, I feel like I don't know, I just feel like that's crazy. Ooh, that's a hard one. I would say if you're financially able, I would try to be like, okay, let's move. I'm gonna move out. Not with your man though. Don't move with him. I feel like you shouldn't make your first apartment or whatever with your man, but don't do it unless you're financially able to. And if not, I don't know. Dang, for people who's raised in strict households, could y'all comment down below? Because you say you had talks to her. I was gonna say have a talk with her, but you say you had talks with her and it's not really changing anything. So I really don't know what to say with that. Like, I need my people that was raised in a strict household or you're a strict parent, comment down below and kind of like give her help and some insight on what she should do, because I really don't want to jump to saying to move out because it's hard out here. Like, it's not easy. Like, once you start getting your additional bills and all this other stuff, it becomes a drain and a headache and it's stressful. So, you know, you don't want to like just make that move yet. So y'all help me out on this one for real. Comment down below. All right, y'all. So yeah, okay, so I got my computer. It's my old one too. Y'all hear how loud it sound? I'm downloading a video that I just recorded. But let's get into the stories from the computer, the ones that was emailed. And again, if you want to send one, send it to Symonestorytimes@yahoo.com. Don't send it nowhere else. So let's get into it. So it says, my homegirl kept effing my ninjas, then got me jumped. What? So it says, hi Symone, I love your channel and I love to remain anonymous, so you could call me Mimi. I work in mental health and days are very, very heavy, but your channel always gives me a good laugh and helps me decompress. Aww. This is a story of how my homegirl kept effing my ninjas and then got me jumped. It's a long one, but it's good. Please let me know what you think. Here's the backstory. I grew up with this girl, we'll call her Amazon. Amazon was the same grade as my brother, so she was about 3 years older than me. My parents moved us schools a lot, and Amazon went to 2 of those schools with my brother and I. As I got older, me and my brother got closer. I started hanging around him more and getting closer to Amazon. Everybody knew Amazon got down. She was a go-liver, as we called them back then, but that never bothered me. I wasn't as fast as Amazon, but I had already started having sex, so I thought I was grown. Fast forward, my brother and Amazon graduated high school. My brother went off to college, but Amazon did not. She had 1 child by this time and lived with her mom. I was raised in a pretty strict household, so I loved hanging out at her house because it was really free for all. I'd go over to Amazon's house where we could smoke and drink and chill freely. I was 16 and she was like 19. Plus, at the time, I had just gotten my first car, so Amazon was usually the one I'd get in traffic with. Okay, so this is where things start to get juicy. I graduated high school and I found out I was pregnant shortly after. A little after my baby turned 1, I ended up getting my first place, but my life was an absolute mess. I had started doing drugs. My best friend was missing. Like, it made the national news, and my baby daddy had ran off to another state with my baby, and would barely communicate with me. I had very little support from my family. At that time, Amazon was there. I definitely thought Amazon was like a ride or die. In November of 2017, the search for my best friend ended as they found her body. Oh, I was heartbroken at the time. I had a boyfriend we'll call Black. Me and Black's relationship was extremely toxic. He had often beat my ass, but at the time I was extremely codependent and he paid all my bills. And I heard the news about my best friend and reached out to Black. He gave me his condolences, but when he came home from work, he started nitpicking, and I knew where this was headed. I was extremely hurt about my best friend, so I wanted to get high to numb my feelings. I knew the only way to get Black to chill out about me getting high was to give him some cat. I was scrolling on my phone waiting for Black to shower so I could get high when I get a message from Amazon asking me what I was doing. I told her to come over and that we were about to have a 3-way with Black. She got to my house so quick, it was unreal. Did her thing, but halfway in, I started thinking about my best friend and wasn't in the mood for it anymore. I got out of bed and I told them I was getting in the shower and that I didn't care what they did. Was I tripping or grieving? Was I stupid or grieving? Anyway, when I got out the shower to see that they were still going, so I told them to stop. By this time, I wanted Amazon to leave. Hell, I wanted Black to leave, but I knew he wasn't going anywhere. Amazon sat on the bed with me and Black, but she didn't say anything. I was so annoyed. She stayed over all night. Mind you, by this time, Amazon had 3 kids with a ninja at home. Around 4 a.m., her ninja/baby daddy started blowing her up, and finally she got her stuff and left. A couple of weeks went by, and I was laying in bed. Black was off that day. He was in the living room, and I heard the screen door open, but I didn't think much of it because I lived in the hood, and Black was always in and out the house and standing in the screen door watching the hood shenanigans go down. He was so messy. I heard the screen door open, but I never heard it close. So I got out the bed to see what the hell was going on. To my surprise, I walk into the kitchen to see Amazon sitting at my kitchen table. I'm looking confused as hell. Black was putting in his best effort to not make eye contact with me. Amazon greeted me like nothing was wrong, but it didn't take her long to see that I had no clue why she was there. She looked at Black and said, "I thought you said that she told me to come smoke with her." Black didn't say anything. He just chuckled and looked down. Amazon started telling him how weird he was and started apologizing to me, and I ended up leaving with her to ride around and smoke. The whole time she was apologizing and telling me that she didn't know. I'm really thinking this is my friend, so I'm telling her it's nothing to worry about, blah blah blah. Shaking my head. After that, things with me and Black really got bad. One day he put his hands on me, and that was for the last time. I sent his ass right to the county jail. I was relieved, but at the same time my mental health was terrible, and men was the perfect distraction from all of the turmoil in my life. So I kept the full roster. Amazon would come over almost every day at this point, but I was never the friend that told guys to bring a friend, because if they didn't connect, it messes up the vibe. I started to notice little slick things Amazon would say, but I just took it as her feeling a way about me not wanting to do a 2-man with her. Eventually I came across a guy that was more than just the thought of the night. Let's call him Nerve, because the nerve of this ninja. Nerve's cousin lived on my street, and I met him one day when me and my friends were struggling to move this new couch into my place. Nerve was 12 years older than me, red flag. He told me he moved from Louisiana because he was recently divorced and that his ex-wife wouldn't allow him to communicate with the kids, redder flag. But I was young and naive. I had no idea what trauma bond was, so in my mind, we had something in common and we could help each other. Needless to say, Nerve's grown ass became my new homosexual boyfriend. Amazon wasn't coming around as much, but one night she came over and me, her, and Nerve hung out. She was doing the most, but on the lowest key. Because why is my ninja funnier to you than he is me? Why are you asking him so many questions? Why is he answering them? I'm telling you, he has some nerve. I didn't say anything. That's when I started to realize Amazon may just be using me for all the ninjas I had around. At that time, I really had a hell of a roster, LOL. One night, Nerve went out to chill with his cousins and came back thrown. He was so drunk and he walked in and fell on the couch. It was so obvious that he was in a blackout. And when he got like that, I knew exactly what it would be like the next morning before he woke up. This guy will call him Trick because that's what he was, lol. But Trick hit me up and told me that one of his friends I had met before was throwing a party and that he wanted me to come and bring a friend. And he would pay us good. I had absolutely no reservations. Trick was one of those who wanted the whole girlfriend experience. If you know, you know. So he'd take me around his friends often. Of course, when he said bring a friend, I thought of Amazon. I knew she was always going for the free, so I might as well put her on to some money. I called Amazon and I told her to plan in a hurry up and over to my house. She was all in, but when she walked in the door, she saw Nerve passed out on the couch. Everything changed and she started telling me how this is going to turn into the Players Club situation and that it wasn't safe. We were both fully dressed with full face of makeup. I was beyond annoyed because although I knew Trick and some of his friends, I definitely wasn't going alone. As I sat there, Amazon made a comment of, wake him up, let's go out. Okay, so you want to go out and spend money, but you don't want to make money. More importantly, why are you even worried about him? I should have paid attention to that, but I was more focused on all the money that I was missing out on. As the night went on, Amazon kept making little comments about how Nerve hadn't woke up because we were literally in the living room playing music, talking, drinking, and this ninja was still passed out. We finished the bottle and Amazon said something like, I know you got that ninja that would come over with a bottle and smoke us out. My young wild took that as a challenge because if she thought for a minute I didn't, I wasn't tripping. I was so simple back then. So I hit up a guy, we'll call him Casino. Casino came through with a big bottle of real cheap liquor and some tree. Amazon was trying so hard to be in his face, but he was locked in on me. And yes, before you ask, Nerve was still on the couch asleep. We told Casino that he was the homie from the neighborhood and that he had passed out from the bottle that we have already finished. The night went on and I started feeling really faded. I texted Amazon and basically begged her to not leave until Casino did because she kept saying that she was about to leave. She was obviously jealous at this point. The next thing I remember from that night was her leaving saying that she'll call me tomorrow. The next morning I woke up to Nerve in my room yelling. I instantly look over to Casino in the bed, butt booty naked with me. I started panicking because Nerve and Casino started going back and forth. Casino jumped up and was on the side of the bed and Nerve was on the other side of the bed. I was closest to the door. Casino reached for his pants, but I guess Nerve thought he was reaching for something else. Nerve threatened to unalive both of us and then ran out the house. When he left, it was so awkward. Casino didn't say anything to me. He just put his clothes on and left. It was weird. I started blowing Amazon up, but she wouldn't answer. Hell, none of the parties involved would. I spent the day so paranoid, not knowing when Nerve would come back and what would happen when he did. I still was blowing up Amazon and she was not answering. She eventually hit me back, but it wasn't a phone call. It was just a text asking me if she left something at my house. So immediately called her once again and she didn't answer. Shortly after that, Nerve shows up and I'm beyond confused because he showed up in a good ass move. Nerve sits on the couch and kicks his feet up on the ottoman and says, yeah, I talked to your boy Casino. He said his real name and my heart dropped. I'm like, wait, you know him? Nerve starts laughing so hard. He says, nah, your homegirl told me exactly who he is and his Facebook. Y'all bitches really be out here thinking y'all got friends. I was heated at this point. The first thing I did was try to message Casino, but he had me blocked on everything. I went to message Amazon. She had me blocked on everything as well. I felt stupid as hell. Of course, things with Nerve was never the same, and it got to a point where he was always outside. I just knew that he was doing the most. After everything that happened, I found myself in a new apartment because remember, Nerve's family lived on the same street I did. So now everybody knew everything about me in the hood. I told Nerve he wasn't moving with me when I moved because at this point he didn't trust me and was obviously outside doing his own thing. Once I moved, things started to look up for me. I was able to communicate with my son and his dad, started co-parenting, a whole different story time. I was really focused on myself, but every now and then Nerve would come over and spend the night. Insane, I know, right? At the same time, Black had been released from jail and was looking for me. Black would constantly message me on Facebook and I would tell him to leave me alone and call Amazon, who I still hadn't talked to yet. One day I was minding my business and I was about to relax when I heard a banging on my door. Very few people knew where I lived, so I rushed to see who was at the door to see who it was. Nerve shaking my head. He was tore up, drunk off his ass in the middle of the day. I let him in like a dummy. He handed me his phone and asked me to put it on a charger. Went to my room and passed out. I don't know why I kept letting this man pop up on me like that, but I did. Of course, I went all through his phone, every part of it. He didn't have many numbers saved, so it was really hard to tell who was who. When I got to his pictures, I saw pictures of him, Amazon and his cousin. Yes, the one that lived in my old neighborhood. There were so many pictures of them in all different places. Amazon and Nerve even had pictures of them laying in bed kissing. Furious isn't even the word. I went back through his messages looking for Amazon number. Now that I knew that she was effing with this ninja. Of course, it took me a minute because I had to find her number in my phone, then his. But when I did, I texted her off Nerve's phone and said, girl, I've basically given you these ninjas. Why won't you leave me alone? Is this something I need to teach you, boo? I turned his phone off and went into my room. I threw a hard as hell as I could at his face. He woke up yelling, asking me why I go through his phone, and he started arguing. Mid-argument, I hear banging and kicking at my front door. Nerve is like, don't open that door. But as I get closer, I hear Amazon and Nerve's cousin. I look up and Nerve is headed to the bathroom. He goes into the bathroom and shuts and locks the door. I'm so confused, but obviously it's time to squabble and not ask questions. But at the same time, I was scared because I heard more voices than just Amazon and Nerve's cousin. It gets quiet. I hear my bathroom door trying to figure out how Amazon even knows where I live. And two, Ninja, why are you just lock yourself in the bathroom? Then all of a sudden I hear a loud ass boom come from my kitchen. These 304s kick my back door in. Amazon and Nerve's cousin came in with 3 other girls. That's 5 girls total. One of them was Nerve's aunt. This lady was dang near in her 50s. This shit was so ghetto. They came running through my house, and as soon as they saw me, Amazon and Nerve's cousin started jumping me. I can honestly say that they weren't doing anything but grabbing my hair, but I was throwing them from the shoulders. I know they felt that. Amazon friend that I had only met once before jumped in too. I knew shortly after that the rest of them were coming. So I dropped down into fetal position. Y'all, I got it. I just wasn't about to let them mess up my face, knock out any of my teeth, or pull any more of my hair out. Mind you, I had just gotten my hair done 2 days earlier, and they were yanking my ish out. Because of adrenaline, I couldn't feel a thing. Nerve's aunt started yelling, basically saying that they needed to leave before my neighbors called the police. Nerve come out the bathroom, and they all started cussing him out, telling him how now he's stuck with me and he can't come back with them. It was wild. When I heard that they left the room, I jumped up and I headed for my door. I could go to my neighbor's house and call the police because I was for sure pressing charges on all of them. But the auntie slammed my hand in the door as I was trying to leave, and we started fighting. They eventually pulled auntie away yelling, "We don't have time for this before she get the police here." I was beyond furious at this point, and when I went outside, everyone that lived in my apartment was outside. I called the police, and while I was on the phone with them, I looked over at Nerve in disgust to only see that this ninja was texting his cousin telling her that I was calling the police. I'm calling a family member and leaving my apartment. I didn't wait around for the police. I was over all of it. I stayed gone for weeks, and when I get back to my apartment, the door was wide open and my whole house was vandalized. They wrote on my wall, stole all my name brand clothes and shoes, and even tore my pictures I could never replace, like my son's ultrasounds. And shortly after that, I went to rehab and changed my people, places, and things. Amazon aired out all my business on Facebook. She's still blocked to this day, and I eventually saw her recently at an event I was at with my mom and son. I smiled and waved as she pushed the cleaning cart. She gave me the fakest smile and kept pushing. Needless to say, I'm beating her ass in real life. It turns out Nerve was married the whole time. His wife found me on Facebook and let me know that he was a cheater and that she and the kids had moved away from him, but that they were working on things. Even after that, Nerve reached out to me from a fake page to let me know that he had moved back to Louisiana but was visiting my city soon and wanted to see me like nothing ever happened. I'm telling you, the nerve. Casino ended up running into me when I got out of rehab and unblocked me. Me and Casino still talk to this day, leak often. Well, that's the story of how my homegirl kept effing all my ninjas and then broke into my house. Today I live sober and help people find a way to recover. I really want to start doing story times, but I'm unsure due to where I work. So please share this story for me. Girl, this was so good. Oh my God. I was not expecting nothing like that at all. I just want to say congratulations. We giving a round of applause to you for getting your life together and getting back on track. Like, you see where this computer is so loud, it's irritating. You see like where things happen bad in your life, but you turned that around. You didn't let that be your story. You didn't let your past define your future. And I love that for you. And then I was happy to hear too that you're co-parenting with your child's father and that you're able to be in your son's life again. Like, that's amazing for you to be sober now and things just work out. I'm just happy things worked out for you. Like, don't ever turn back to that lifestyle. Like, don't ever surround yourself around people again. But you already know that though, because you on a path to help other people learn from their mistakes like you did. But I'm so happy for you, for real. Like, I'm happy. And if you do decide to start a channel and do story times, let us know, because you already know we support over here. So we most definitely will support you. So thank you so much for sharing, and I hope you send me some more stories because this was really good. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more story from here and I'm gonna call it a night because it's late, y'all, and I already got a lot to do. So anyway, this story is titled "The Time I Got Kicked Out for Sneaking a Boy in the House." So it says, "Hey Symone, hey girl, this story is super long and I don't want to have to do a part 2, so let's get started. I was a junior in high school and I was dating this boy. We could call him Blue. Me and Blue had dated before in middle school, but it was a very strange relationship to say the least, LOL. But I thought since we were in high school, we were both mature, silly me. So we have been dating for about a month now, and things were going great to my knowledge, until one day my friend, we'll call her Shay, was skipping class. Me and this girl was always skipping class. This day we planned to go to class, but when the bell rung, we looked at each other and just agreed to skip because we hated that class. So we're at the next lunch, which is the lunch that Blue had. He wasn't aware that I wasn't in class because I told him in the morning that I wasn't skipping that day. So me and Shay was sitting down at the lunch tables and I see Blue talking to a group of girls. I didn't mind because he was friends with those girls since elementary, and some of the girls was his family, and I wasn't the jealous type to make him stop talking to them. So as Shay talking to me, I hear the girls next to me talking about how their boyfriends is cheating on them. I was being nosy and not knowing that this was going to end bad for me, LOL. I look over and they're taking pictures of Blue. So I'm like, oh, that's your boyfriend? And she was like, yes. She showed me the screenshots of him calling her beautiful and everything. I was mad at him, and I was more mad at myself for trusting him. I felt stupid. We're going to name the girl that he cheated on me with, Leah. So Leah keeps talking to me about him, and I'm not telling her that's my boyfriend because I'm embarrassed. But I was getting so annoyed because, damn, bitch, I'm grieving too. So after lunch, I went to the next class, and as soon as the bell rang, Leah running up to me saying Blue didn't sit next to her. So I ignored her and kept walking. I looked forward to going to the 7th period because Blue was in there. He tried to talk to me, and I told him to shut the fuck up, and he listened. The next day, he apologized to me and sweet talked me, and it worked. We got back together, and we promised not to cheat on each other. About a week later, me and Shay skipping class as usual, and I see a boy that I went to elementary school with, and he looks so different. I mean, tall, dark-skinned, dread-headed, with tattoos all over him, just my type. So I tell Shay that he's fine, and she say, oh yes, that's Leah's boyfriend, Dre. So I left it alone. I didn't want to talk to Leah's boyfriend. That's the same day one of Leah's close friends had told me that Leah knew me and Blue was together, and that she said she didn't give a fuck. So about 3 days later at lunch, I was standing with Leah, Dre, her boyfriend, Shay, and a few other people. Blue see Dre staring at me. He came up to me and told me to keep my distance. So after lunch, Shay texted me Dre's number telling me that he wanted to text me. So we started to talk and ended up dating. Blue eventually caught on and broke up with me, and Dre broke up with Leah. When me and Dre started talking, I stopped skipping with Shay and started skipping with Dre. We were walking off campus and just chilling. It was so easy to walk off campus at our school, so we turned it into an everyday thing. Never did anything with Dre. We were really just enjoying each other's company, each other's presence, and talking about how we never thought how we'll end up dating. We both had a crush on each other in elementary, LOL. So one day I come home and my grandma asked me where I've been all day. I was confused because I had gotten home on time like I always did. I found out my mom logged into my school website and she had seen all my absence and showed my grandma. I got my phone taken for a week. I stopped skipping, but I really wanted to see him, so guess what I did? I brought this man to my grandma's house, LOL. My grandma's husband was home, but he was always in the backyard fixing cars. So me and Dre would just lay down and watch movies, but he wouldn't stay for long because he had work after. So I ended up getting my phone taken again for some reason, so I just text Dre off my TV. I come home and text him when he was able to come and then unplug the Wi-Fi so my grandma won't see him come from the cameras. I was really paranoid because my grandma's husband wasn't in the backyard this day. He was in the house. Grandma had added on this part to her house and it was like an extra room, but her husband used to keep all his tools and car parts in there. He was inside of that part of the house and it was a window in there facing the driveway. I still took a chance because it was hot outside and I didn't want Dre to walk all the way home with no water. I tell Dre that it's okay to come inside and he runs in my room. So I'm paranoid at this point because I could hear my grandma's husband walking around inside the house. And Dre had a really deep voice, so every time he would try to whisper, it would sound loud as hell. I remember I forgot to plug the Wi-Fi back up, so I run out to do it and I hear my grandma's husband on the phone. I immediately thought that he was calling my grandma to tell her that I had a boy in the house, so I tell Dre that he had to go. As he's running out the driveway, he's loud as hell. He had on these heavy ass boots, so my grandma's husband looks out the window and see him, then comes to my room and asks me who I had in the house, and I said no one. My grandma get home that night and I'm scared as hell. I already had my bags packed because I was planning to run away with Dre. The plan was for me to run to the nearest McDonald's and he'll meet me there, but that didn't happen. My grandma believed me when I told her that I didn't have anyone in the house until she went to her neighbors across the street. I never knew that they had cameras facing my grandma's front door. They told on me. My grandma came back in the house and told me to pack my stuff because I had to go back with my mom. After that, I don't go to school for a week because my mom and grandma knew I'd see Dre. They put me on birth control for a year even though I was still a virgin. But that's the end of this story. I have another interesting story with Dre. All I could say is how you get him is how you lose him, LOL. Let me know if you want to hear that story. Love you. Girl, first of all, not them keeping you away from an education so you don't see a boy, but that's crazy because not y'all, when you say y'all was planning to run away to the nearest McDonald's, I'm dying laughing because where was y'all gonna go after that? Like, was y'all just gonna live in the McDonald's bathroom or like what was y'all gonna do? It's just so funny when kids, like when you're a teenager, well, I don't know if you're still a teenager or not, but when you're a teenager and you have these ideas or mindsets or you think that this is just gonna work, and it just be so funny because the things that I used to think, like for me and Joe, like, or when I used to be thinking like, oh, I'm gonna run away, it's like you have no plan. Like you really just think this dumb idea is gonna work. But no, I'm sorry, that was just funny. But thank you so much for sharing. Yes, you could send the rest of the stories, but y'all, that's it for this Subbie Sunday. I hope it was lengthy. I really don't know because yeah, but I hope it was lengthy. I hope my computer wasn't too loud while I was reading to y'all because that's irritating. It's already annoying me. But I love you guys so much and I'll see y'all in my next video. Peace out.